They told you the dollar was backed by trust. But what if that trust was built on a wire? Not gold, not oil, not even military power. A wire, a simple messaging system that connects every bank on earth, and binds them to one currency. The dollar. It's called SWIFT, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. And for 50 years, it's been the invisible hand that moves trillions every single day, without you ever knowing it existed. But here's what no one told you. That wire is about to be cut. And when it snaps, the dollar doesn't just fall. Weaponized, because the collapse isn't coming from some distant war, or inflation, or even China's rise. It's coming from the one thing America thought it could never lose control. Let me take you back. 1973, Brussels, a room full of bankers from 15 countries, sits around a table. They have one problem. Banks can't talk to each other. Every international payment requires telegrams, phone calls. Sometimes carrier pigeons. It's slow. It's expensive. It's chaos. So they create SWIFT, a neutral messaging network. Banks send codes. Transactions happen. Money flows. Simple within a decade. SWIFT connects over 1,000 banks within 2 decades. 11,000 today. Over 11,500 institutions in more than 200 countries. And 90% of all international payments flow through SWIFT. But here's the twist. SWIFT was supposed to be neutral. Belgium hosts it. Europe governs it. No single country owns it, except one currency dominates every message, the dollar. Because after World War II, America made the world choose. You want to trade, use dollars. You want to oil, pay in dollars. You want loans, borrow in dollars. And if you don't, you're outside the system. So even though SWIFT is European, the dollar became its blood. Every transaction, every code, every wire reinforced American power. Not through gold, not through armies, through dependency, and for decades, It worked. The dollar was untouchable. Not because it was strong, but because everyone needed it to talk. UNTIL, America made one mistake. 2012. Iran wants nuclear power. America says no. Europe negotiates, but Washington doesn't wait. It does something unprecedented. It kicks Iranian banks off SWIFT. No warning, no debate, just disconnected. Overnight, Iran can't buy medicine, can't sell oil, can't pay teachers, 40 banks, severed from the global economy, not by war, by wire, and the world watches, Russia watches, China watches, India watches. They see something terrifying. SWIFT isn't neutral. It's a weapon. And America just proved it will use it, so they start building alternatives. 2014. Russia creates SPFS, its own messaging system. Crude, limited, but independent. 2015. China launches CIPS, cross-border interbank payment system, not just a message network. A full alternative to SWIFT, denominated in yuan. 2018. Europe talks about creating its own system, SPV, special purpose vehicle, to bypass American sanctions. But here's what's terrifying. They're not just building alternatives. They're building escape routes because they finally realized if you control the wire, you control the world. And if someone else controls it, you're a slave. If this is making your stomach turn, imagine what happens next. Hit subscribe, because what comes next? No one saw coming. 2022. Russia invades Ukraine. The West responds. And this time, they don't just sanction Russia. They do something unthinkable. They weaponize SWIFT, completely. 7 Russian banks cut off. then 10, then 30. The Central Bank of Russia, frozen, $300 billion, gone, not stolen, just, inaccessible. Russia can't buy, can't sell, can't pay debts, and the world, cheers. Finally, they say. Finally, America used its power for good, but behind closed doors, in Beijing, in New Delhi, in Riyadh, in Brasilia, leaders are thinking something else. If they did this to Russia, what stops them from doing it to us? And that's when the unraveling begins. China accelerates SIPs in 2020-3. Over 80 countries join, not because they love China, because they fear America. Saudi Arabia, the anchor of the petrodollar, starts accepting yuan for oil, not replacing dollars, just adding options. Brazil and Argentina announced trade settlements in their own currencies. No dollars, no SWIFT. India buys Russian oil in rupees. Russia buys Indian goods in rubles. Direct, bilateral, no middleman. And the wire ... starts to fray. Because here's the thing about power. It's not about having it. It's about people believing you'll use it fairly. And America just showed the world it won't. So they're building new wires, new networks, new currencies. Not because they're better, but because there's and every transaction that leaves SWIFT ... is a transaction that doesn't need dollars. Think about that. For 80 years, the dollar's value wasn't backed by gold, it was backed by necessity. You needed dollars because you needed SWIFT, and you needed SWIFT ... because everyone else was on SWIFT. But what happens when everyone else ... leaves? You're left holding paper. Paper that used to buy everything. Now, it buys less, then even less, then ... nothing. This isn't theory. This is math. In 2010, 87% of all global transactions used dollars. By 2020, it's 73%. By 2023, 60%. That's not inflation. That's abandonment. And here's the nightmare. The Federal Reserve can't stop it. The Treasury can't stop it. The military can't stop it because you can't bomb a wire. You can't sanction an alternative. You can't invade a payment system. All you can do is watch. And they are watching. Do you see it now? The weapon America thought would protect it forever is the very thing destroying it. Because every time you use power, you teach others to fear it. And fear doesn't create loyalty. It creates alternatives. So what happens next? Picture this. 2030, you wake up, check the news. The dollar is still the reserve currency on paper. But in practice, half the world trades in yuan, a quarter in euros. The rest in digital currencies you've never heard of. Your savings, still in dollars ... are worth 30% less than they were 10 years ago. Not because of inflation, because of gas costs more, food costs more, everything costs more. Not because things got expensive, but because your money got weak and the government tells you everything is fine. The dollar is strong, they say. Trust the system, they say. But you know better now because you've seen what they don't want you to see. The system isn't breaking because of enemies. It's breaking because of arrogance. They thought controlling the wire meant controlling the world. They forgot ... people can build new wires. And once they do ... you're not powerful. You're obsolete. So here's the question no one's asking. What do you do when the thing you trusted most becomes the thing you should have feared? Do you hold on ... hoping the old system survives? Or do you adapt ... before it's too late? Because here's the truth they'll never tell you. The collapse isn't coming. It's already here. Slowly, quietly, one transaction at a time. And by the time you see it, it'll be too late to escape. But maybe ... just maybe, You're one of the few who sees it now, who understands that the real power isn't in controlling the wire. It's in knowing when to cut your own. That's the secret. That's what no one told you about SWIFT and the dollar's collapse. It's not a future threat. It's a present reality, happening right now. Behind closed doors in boardrooms, in central banks, in every country that's tired of asking permission to exist. And when the wire finally snaps, the sound won't be loud. It'll be silent. You'll just wake up one day and realize the world moved on without you. If this opened your eyes, you need to see what we reveal next. Subscribe now, because the next episode, it's about the one thing keeping the dollar alive and why it's about to die too. You won't believe what's coming.